Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Bloodborne Kita Edition. Really, I just wanted to play some Diddy Kong music in some way, shape, or form because Kita's back, and that's what you need to do. So, I was talking about before that if you download the DLC, or I should say without downloading the DLC, there was also a patch for Bloodborne. So what I'm about to do right here is actually just part of the patch that you don't need the DLC for, which is at least my understanding of it. So, if you're in the Forbidden Woods, this is at the windmill location right next to the Forbidden Woods lamppost. You literally walk right in, and this NPC will be there. First, you do have to open up the shortcut, or I should say go through the windmill to get to here so you can go through, but this NPC will appear. So let's go ahead and give him a chat.
Ah, a new face, are you? And an accomplished hunter, it would appear. I am Volta, Master of the League. Members of the League cleanse the streets of all the filth that's spread about during the hunt. Like any half-decent hunter ought to, you know? Haven't you seen enough of these wretched beasts, freakish slugs and mad doctors? Sentence these fiends to death with the help of your League confederates. What do you say? Why not join the League?
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of that crazy crap, and yes, I am sick of it.
Yes, as a hunter well should. Commit this to heart. Our own Carol rune, symbol of the League.
Okay, if you say. So we get the impurity
The
rune.
night brims with defiled scum and is permeated by their rotten stench.
Whoa, calm down.
Just think, now you're all set to hunt and kill to your heart's content. Hunt in cooperation with your fellows, your League confederates.
Alright, so a lot of people are comparing Walter to Solaire. And this was actually the first thing I noticed too, looking at Walter, and a lot of it has to do with his helmet there. The fact that it's just that flat iron helm with a flat top, so it's kind of, it's very reminiscent of Solaire. And then he actually gives you a co-op covenant, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, the way he acts is not very Solaire. He's not all that friendly. He starts to go kind of insane at the end. I mean, that is Bloodborne to go insane. It's very Bloodborne. But let's go ahead and take a look at this rune he gives us. So he gives us Impurity. A carol rune that transcribes inhuman sounds. This rune, discovered inside the Forbidden Beast Eater, came to symbolize impurity and the oath of the League. Confederates of the League cooperate with hunters from other worlds and hunt to discover vermin. Vermin writhe within filth and are the root of man's impurity. Crush all vermin without hesitation. So, if you look at it, this was something that Pierre actually pointed out to me. Pierre's a good dude, does Souls-related content. I actually did a collaborative Let's Play episode with him for his channel if you want to check it out. But it almost looks like a dude doing the Praise the Sun gesture if you look at the body and the arms are the top and right. Also kind of reminds me of Kuririn, or Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, the 6 dots that are on his forehead. Also, it reminds me of that too. But, so it talks about vermin writhe within filth, and the filth are all these beasts essentially, and all these terrible things we've been seeing. And the hunters and such. So if you kill the hunters in the DLC, you will get these vermin that we've been finding that we found the last episode, and that's what this relates to now. The other thing with this too is this is the, as I was saying, this is the co-op covenant. So boost max HP, and if you do finish off a boss, I believe what you get for it is a vermin. So. That's how you level up in this covenant, and there are actually multiple levels this time in the covenant, unlike some of the other ones where you literally get one item and you're done with the covenant. This one actually has a few more, but let's see if there's anything else to say to us.
No, there is one thing you must know.
Yep.
By the oath of the League, those who bear its rune will see vermin.
Ooh, that's gross.
Vermin writhe deep within all filth and are the root of man's impurity. All vermin are to be crushed. The League exists to expunge all vermin, ridding us of any trace of human corruption. And so, until we are rid of all vermin, you must continue to hunt and kill. This bloody fate is ours alone. Do not expect the world to grasp our work. But remember, the Confederates will always have my blessing. And each other. Always.
Yes, always. All right, so my understanding of this is that you specifically get a vermin once you essentially cross over the edge, right? So someone like Gascoigne would have had a vermin within him. The hunters who are within the hunter's dream have vermin in them because that's why they're in the nightmare of the hunter's dream, is they've already crossed over that threshold. And that's how you get into the nightmare, is kind of once you've taken too much blood and you've gone too insane. That's how you end up in the hunter's nightmare. So that's why they would have vermin in them.
The League exists to expunge all vermin, ridding us of any trace of human corruption.
So you already told me.
And so, until we are rid of all vermin, this bloody fate is ours alone. Do not expect...
Alright, so he's basically just repeating what he said before. So we can now equip that rune when we go back and start crushing vermin and come back to him, and he'll have some new dialogue for us. I'm going to go ahead and quick cut it to equipping the rune. I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, we're back equipping the rune just so you guys can see it in the happenings. And we got it. That was it. So I'm actually going to go back to him without crushing a vermin yet, just to see what he has to say. Alright, Walter, I'm now one with your covenant.
Ah, how goes your hunt? Do not forget the League's mission, to cooperate with Confederates, find vermin, and stamp them out.
You mean like literally? Literally stamp them out? Alright, so that's what he's got for us now. So let's go ahead and take a vermin, and let's do as he says. Let's go ahead and stamp it out. Peace! Literally just stomp it out.
Ah, very good. You've crushed some vermin. I'm the master of the League. I can see it in your eyes. I'm pleased. This makes you a true fellow of the League. A Confederate. Now, take this staff. A symbol of our oath. Of our blood-drenched fate.
I love how he's like, I can see it in your eyes that you crushed the vermin when I did it right in front of his face. I know that's just the canned dialogue that he's going to say, but I find that really funny, personally. So we get the League staff, and we get the League oath.
You'll be welcomed as a true Confederate. Go forth with renewed vigor. In short time, you will see how the mission takes hold of one's spirits.
Alright, I got so much more vigor now.
You'll be welcomed as a true Confederate. In short time, how the mission takes...
Alright, so... let's go ahead and check out this new gesture that we got from him. The League Oath. And, yeah, people have kind of pointed this out. Notice how you actually take out the League cane when you use it. Looks a little bit Nazi-ish. A little bit Sieg Heiling, because you're coming from your chest. Oh, cool. You actually just hold it out indefinitely. Now, you're doing a thumbs up with the cane, so it is different, but people have drawn a comparison. I don't know if it was on purpose to be at all reminiscent. They might have just been going for, like, some sort of, like, gesture, like a brotherhoodly gesture, and not really thought about it. It's just more that it's coming from the chest. I mean, he's not pointing his hand, so it's not. It's not it, but people have made that comparison. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at it as well. Actually, I think it's a usable item. Fine. Yep, League Staff hides a directory listing the names of League Confederates. The League Staff is the sign of a Confederate. A directory within the hilt lists the names of fellow Confederates. Members of the League brandish the staff to indicate themselves to fellow members of the League. There shall be no sympathy for those engaged in the bloody mission of the League, no matter that an oath must be taken to uphold the illusion. So, no sympathy taken. Once you got vermin in you, it is done. Doesn't matter.
Hello, Confederate. Has your stomach not turned at the world of man? So wondrously wretched, and brimming with unsightly vermin, much like our very own mission.
Whoa, calm down there, Walter. Calm down there. Alright, so that's all we got for now. So, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the DLC. I'll see you guys momentarily in the Hunter's Nightmare. So, I find it funny in a way that I say things like, I'll see you guys momentarily. Because for me, it's gonna be a moment, but for you, I literally quick cut, and you don't notice any of that, so I really don't need to say that. It's just a matter of habit. So, he's still waiting for us there. He doesn't have anything new for us to say to us, so we're gonna keep on going. First thing we're gonna do though is we're actually gonna cross over this bridge, and at this point I actually have played the rest of the DLC, so I guess I should apologize. Don't shoot me. Ugh. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Pull it off. So I should apologize for taking so long to get this next episode out. Basically, I went home for Thanksgiving to visit family, and it was also my my 10-year reunion. So I was part of it was I was back home for that. I usually don't go home for Thanksgiving. Whoa, oh, calm down, man. Calm down. No, bat. Get out of here. Oh, jeez. I'm doing really poorly against him. Yeah, I usually don't go home for Thanksgiving, but for that, I was like, I guess I'll go. Might as well, because it only happens, what, every 10 years? So, I went back home for that, but because of that, since I was back home for Thanksgiving and the holidays and everything, it's just bad timing. It was right when the DLC came out, so I have been planning on making content for it, and I've been wanting to do this Let's Play, and I've been wanting, I'll also try to make some more lore finally for Bloodborne, but it was just really bad timing, so I wanted to play the DLC more and just finish it off so I had at least a decent grasping of the lore. It's pretty obscure, of course, because it's Bloodborne and From Software, and I've still got to put a lot of pieces together at this point, but I wanted to have those pieces in place, at least, or start putting them in place as I was doing this Let's Play, so I could actually talk about some of the lore once we come to it and not be, like, just finding out about it, and I could point some things out. And I'm glad, because there are some things I can point out now that I noticed because I was able to take some time and just sort of sit back and relax and look at things, like the fact that this grave right here looks just like the Nightmare gravestones, which makes sense, being that we are in a nightmare, but that was kind of fun to point out. This guy is much more difficult in terms of health than most of the hunters, as you can probably already tell. He's actually, last time I fought him, he just basically will roll around and spam rolling at you. I don't know if From Software's trying to make a statement there about dex builds, but he's basically just tries to spam rolling away from you, and he actually turns out to be pretty easy because of it. Like, you can just do what I'm doing right here, and you don't really even have to go for parrying. And then he'll try to lunge at you. Oh, okay. Usually he tries to lunge at you, and then you just dodge out of the way from it. But yeah, he's actually not that bad because he has a pretty predictable set of moves. And like, I know I'm just R1 spamming, but hey, you know what? It works. It's working. So at least for this. I will say that one of the bosses in this DLC is probably the hardest boss for me I've ever fought in any, oh my gosh, actually, oh, that's embarrassing. After talking about how easy it is, I just died to him. Something actually to point out is his face as well. If you notice the style of beast he is, but I'll go back to him and talk to him more. I'll quick cut it here. So I think I actually had to die there because I don't think I died in the last episode. So, you know, that's not cool. Had to get a death in. Otherwise, what even is this? It's not a Souls game if I'm not dying at some point. So, anyways, I'm trying to remember what I was talking. Okay. I gotta be wary of him when he actually just starts spamming R1 like I'm doing. That's really what got me. He was doing what I'm doing. He was spamming R1 on me. But, oh, I remember what I was saying. I was saying pay attention to his face. And that's all I'm going to say for now. But, like, you'll notice the style that he's pretty beasted out if you look at his face. More so than I believe we ever saw in the vanilla game. Like, we saw a character who had those the beast claws. The beast claws, by the way, specifically were within the... You get them by playing the Chalice dungeons. But... we've seen that before, but his face and all that's new, so he actually looks beasted out. Yeah. Hey. What are you trying to say about the way some people play Bloodborne from software? What are you trying to say? Alright, I think this is where he was at last time, right? One more hit left. And he actually transforms out of it, being a beast when we kill him. And we get the Firing Hammer badge. And there is a weapon that you can only buy through this badge. Most of the weapons, I think every weapon except for one you can find in the DLC. But one of them you do need this badge for. So, let's go ahead and take a look at it. The Firing Hammer badge crafted by the Odo Workshop, precursor to the workshop of the heretical powder kegs. The powder kegs were driven by singular ideas and crafted strange weapons of great intricacy. It is clear that the philosophy of the powder kegs was already established at this time. And there you go. Odo Workshop was apparently a precursor to the powder kegs. We do get a little bit more lore on the powder kegs, as I've talked about in the last episode, but not really too much on the Odo Workshop. It's kind of just a little small tidbit about the fact that the powder kegs were already sort of established. But that's pretty much it. There's really not too much that we get on them. Alright, I'm going to just try to run through these guys. I'm going to try, I said. There we go. Fortunately, I don't have to kill him again. Hey, what are you doing? Alright, I guess I'll kill him since he's not getting out of the way. That was surprisingly easy for those guys. Usually they're way more aggressive than that. I mean, I'll take it. I'm okay with it. But, yeah. So I didn't realize before, but last time I was actually, when I was wrapping up, I was really close to Lamp. So I guess that's kind of the benefit of me playing ahead of time, is that I'll know spots to stop at, and I can kind of just plan out in my head as I'm playing, like, oh, okay, this is kind of a good stopping point or a good continuing point. Hopefully he'll give me a Vermin. Know what I'm saying? This other hunter. I'm pretty sure I pointed out last time that those guys over there remind me of the messengers, but just larger versions of them. If I didn't, I apologize, because I should have said it. Oh, jeez. Stupid crows. Stupid crows. Some things never change. Like the crows being awful. Does not change. Oh, wow. I keep on forgetting that I do such good damage with this build. I mean, honestly, level 80 is not good for further on in this DLC. It is not enough. I have found out by some of the bosses, but I think we'll be good for now, I think. It's 65, as I said the other day. It was the recommended level for playing this DLC with a, when you first jump into it, that was the recommended level. But honestly, I'd recommend being a little bit higher than 65 unless you really want to challenge yourself, which is fine, you know, if you want to. Alright, so this is where we stopped last time, hearing the toll of the bells. And what I'm actually going to do here, because I know, is there's this guy with a cannon right there who's going to shoot at us. And what we really want to do is just get behind him first. So that's what we're going to do, is kind of just not worry about him quite yet. And we're going to run over to the right here, which is just me happening to know the layout. And we're going to ring this bell. So now we can actually start here if we want to, and it's better to come from behind for that guy. But before we do that, we're actually going to go down underneath, which this area to me kind of reminds me of Old Yharnam, when the way you enter Old Yharnam. There's like a lot of little pieces like that are reminiscent of areas in the actual vanilla game, which of course makes sense since this is a nightmare version of Yharnam. Here we can summon into our world Henriette, which I'm not going to do because I want to play some by myself. Oh, I've been wondering where that hunter dropped down from. I was trying to make a concerted effort to actually look for him now, just in case there was some passage I was missing. And it looks like he's just... Oh, jeez, holy crap. Bro, whoa! I was not expecting him to do that much damage to me. I thought I would stun lock him, honestly. Well, good thing I lit that lamp, and I can start much closer. Oh, he stole my blood echoes. What do you know? better not die again. Oh, man. All right. I was too early. That's my problem with this guy, is I always end up going too early on his attacks. Oh yeah, look, he even has more health than the other one. Oh! That time I was late. That time I was late. Alright. Late again. Wow, I'm just not doing good. See, early. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Wow, holy crap. He's just destroying me. Nope, 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 not this time. There we go. I want my blood echoes back. Give them to me. Oh, wait, does he not have them? All right, got some blood vials. Oh, we got another vermin, nice. Where are my blood echoes at then? What? I thought he totally had them. All right, some twin bloodstone shards. Oh, there they are. Wait, no, that's the person I can summon. What the hell? Where'd my blood echoes go? That was a decent amount. And since I was just saying that levels are important this time, I'm actually pretty frustrated about that. Maybe one of these birds down here. Oh, there we go. One of these crows has it. Crow! Also, be careful dropping down into here, because there are a good amount of crows who can ruin your day when you jump down, since that's what they like to do. Alright, a couple more blood vials. That will come in handy. This is also kind of a point with how difficult some of these bosses are. We might want to just start thinking about using your your blood echoes to stockpile on blood vials. Alright, we got oil urn, and there's actually something here I really want to point out too. It's a nice foreshadow, actually. Not the bloody lake, but this guy right here. So this right here, they actually make a point of having the explosion so you notice it. But it's actually a nice little foreshadow. And there's nothing that's going to happen at this point. You can't do anything with this. But just pay attention to that and just bear it in mind. Because I noticed it the first time and I had no idea what it was. And I just thought it was odd. And I was like, I wonder what it means. And yep, just keep it in mind. So if you noticed before, there was an item up here. It's the Whirligig Saw. We were actually just up here before. You can make it so he doesn't wake up. I don't care. I'm just going past him. I don't want to deal with all the crows. So, let's take out the Whirligig Saw and take a look at that. This one you might have seen from Moonlight Blade talking about it a lot. It was also, I believe, in the trailer for the DLC, if I'm not mistaken. They showed it briefly. It's pretty cool. Oh. Yeah, so there's the cannon shooting version of that guy, which is why I was kind of running behind before. So I'm going to run behind in a sec, and we'll come back to him in a moment, but I want to show off the Whirligig Saw first. Alright, so check this out. You can bust it out, and if you hold L2, you can actually hold it in as long as you have stamina and keep on holding it down, which is pretty cool. You can just walk around with it too while it's in that mode. Be like, no, I'm gonna mow down people with like a chainsaw, or I get like almost like a lawnmower actually. And there's your R1, here's your R2 strike, and then let's do charging R2. Yeah, the weapons in the DLC are just totally badass. They just continue being badass throughout the entire thing. So if a lack of weapons was your biggest problem with Bloodborne, you do still need to be a decent level to get them here, but at least they make an effort to add a bunch of new weapons. I mean, like, this is what, 4 or 5 new right-handed weapons pretty much right off the bat. So it's a good amount. It's definitely a good chunk. So the reason that I wanted to wait a moment is that if you do, you can kind of be a jerk and just slowly walk behind this guy, and then you can just stun attack him and do some buttborne action on him until he submits. So that's what we're going to do. And this is the one with the cannon. The other guy just has the giant axe. So, yep. And if you kill him quickly enough like this, we can actually do the same thing on this guy. This one's not as bad to me because the cannon is pretty difficult. But to deal with, but he does have some arcane attacks that can be pretty brutal if he gets you with them. So might as well just be safe. Might as well just be safe and hit him with some Bloodborne. I mean, why not get some butt play in? You know, it's Bloodborne. That's the name of the game. All right, we got a bunch of more blood vials too, which is pretty nice. And now that these guys are taken care of, there's actually going to be a path over here to the left that's can be hard to get to if they're not taken care of. So it's right here, this path. And what we're supposed to do is go forward, but first we're going to take this path to the left and check it out. So it's going to take us, wrap us back around, and we get the butcher set. So let's go ahead and take a look at the butcher set. Butcher mask. Mask of the Madaris twins, denizens of the Forbidden Woods, likely belonging to the older of the two. The twins grew up in silent kinship with a poisonous snake. Eventually, they learned human ways and became hunters. When they discovered Vermin, even in their beloved snake, the younger brother is said to have murdered the older. So there you have the butchers, and both the twins became hunters and brought back and dissected their beast prey in order to support the villagers in their forbidden research. So they get a little bit more on them. Oops. And let's see if we get anything else on it. Both the twins became hunters and brought back and dissected their beast prey for research. And let's check out the trousers. So here you have it. This is the butcher set right there, which is pretty cool. I like the mask for sure. It looks, honestly, it looks a little KKK, which I don't know about that, but I like it for the sake of it looks creepy. That's why I like it. So, whoa, actually, this actually looks pretty cool. Like that version. I guess I just like that mask. I'm not the biggest on that top hat, but I like the mask for sure. But yeah, generally I like things that look creepy. I don't know, I like creepy things. You can summon the younger of the Madaris twins, who we just heard about here. So we can actually summon him. And there's a big bad boss fight coming up. So I'm actually going to be lame here and level up. I usually don't do that, but I'm going to. See you guys in a moment.
Very well.
I will tell you what I desire. Wow, I just have exactly enough. I'm going to get some more arcane. I'd like to be able to utilize more of the weapons that we start picking up. Alright, I'll be back. So for those wondering, this is the Nightmare Church, by the way. That's what this lamppost is. Alright, so now that we've dealt with all of these things to the left, we leveled up because I just knew that was a good idea. That's really why. I just happened to know. You can see that there's yet another summon, so that kind of is a good key in that maybe something's going to be coming up when you find two summon spots right next to each other. And this is Master Valtur. Oh, I'm pretty mad at myself I let that happen. If you remember, these are the girls who, the witches, I should say. I'm assuming it's a girl. The humpback witches who like taking eyes from people. Because, you know, you got to get your eyes. You got to be able to see. Trying to rip out my eyes. Anyways, when Master Valtur is the one who's part of the League, so that's a sign. This guy's trying to bust out. I didn't even notice that. What happens if you kill him? Oh, I feel kind of bad about it. Awesome. Well, he was carrying a lot of blood vials. I don't feel as bad anymore. Don't feel as bad about it. But there's two summons right in close vicinity to each other. And if we keep on going here, you see an area that very much looks like a boss arena. Because it is. So let's walk in.
Please help us. An unsilent beast. The great terror looms. Ludwig is coming. Have mercy. Have mercy upon us.
Alright, and we get to Ludwig the Accursed, the first church hunter. So, You might remember him for having his sword that we get a Ludwig badge that lets us buy more. So here we go. We found him. Hooray! And he's a weird centaur thing. So oh god. He's also pretty difficult. Well, I guess I should say that I haven't fought him in a while, since it would have been nice if I just straight up came and did this right after facing him. After I remembered how to beat him. Okay. If I remember correctly, you kind of want to be by his legs. That's the best spot to hit him, just to be close in. Except for when he does that jump thing, he throws me off. I got lucky there. I honestly got lucky. I'm man enough to admit when I get lucky. Oh shoot. That's the only problem about being by his legs, is when he does his little stompy attack. I'm just not getting the timing at all. Alright, we'll be back. See you guys in a moment. So to clarify, you get the Sword Hunter badge for being the Cleric Beast, and then the Radiant Sword Hunter badge, which talks about Ludwig. You get that in the Healing Church Workshop, which is the one that's the upper part, not the forgotten one, or the abandoned one, I should say. So not that one, but the genuine Healing Church Workshop, the one that they essentially were still using. That's where you find the Ludwig badge, which makes sense as he's part of the Healing Church. Oh geez. I decided to stop targeting. Sometimes I feel better about myself when I don't. But yeah, you can see you do a huge amount of damage comparatively after you stun him. And the legs are how you stun him, so that's why I was going for the legs. Also, his charge attack just murders. So I'd say watch out for that, but I got hit. Hey, oh man, I'm so slow on my dodges right now. Oh, he jumped. Alright, that's cool. Crap, get closer, Smash his legs again. There are a number of bosses here who are going to reward you for being aggressive. Ludwig, you gotta be oh, yep. Charged attacked me. Oh, I can't believe I survived that. That's kind of lucky, honestly. I did not think that was gonna be a survival. It didn't look like a survival. Let's be honest with ourselves. Did not look like a survival. Oh, shoot. There we go. Got out of the way of it. Get his legs, stun him again. Nope, don't stomp on me. Ludwig, you jerk. Oh no, okay. Where are you going? Got it. Come on. No. Woo! Oh, that time I actually saw the charge attack coming. No, shoot, come on. Oh god. I can't believe I walked right into that. I'm just wasting blood vials left and right now. Like, I should have just let myself die at this point. Alright, so phase 2. I'm already about half the way through my blood vials.
You were at my side all along.
The Moonlight Blade. It is back. So if you notice...
My true mentor. My guiding moonlight.
I look so badass in this game. Seriously. I love the way the Moonlight Sword looks this time around. Those PS4 graphics, yo. Alright, so I believe what you really want to do is just be close to him. At least that's what worked for me last time. It's just getting in close to him. And then, you know, don't get nervous if you get hit. Either try to get your health back by swinging at him, but again, just staying close until he does this, of course. But it makes it pretty obvious. He gives you some time. Alright, come on. Oh yeah, visceral attack. I'm actually gonna heal, just play it safe. Alright. Oh! I don't remember what this attack is. Oh! Oh, apparently that's what it is. Okay. 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 I thought I had him. Did not work. Yep. And I like a Moonlight Sonata Part 2. I shouldn't have hit you in the head though. I feel bad about that. I'm sorry. That was kind of rude of me. At this point, I just kind of want to die with how much I've already gotten hurt. Jeez. Is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? Nope. How? What? How am I still alive? I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Good commentary by me. Good commentary. You're welcome, guys. I'm like, oh wait, what if this is the one I actually use? I had really interesting commentary in my other two, where I was talking about like strategies for beating him, and then I just disappointed myself when I died, and I was like, I don't want to die again. Oh wait, oh god. Oh good. Good. Oh man, come on, Ludwig! No! No. Alright, Ludwig, you got your big shiny blade back. Are you gonna play some Moonlight Sonata for me, por favor? Because I like that. I'd really like if you play some Moonlight Sonata. I've kind of like just abandoned trying to say tips for beating him because clearly I'm not doing a good job. It's funny, like the first time I beat him, I actually didn't have any trouble with him. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I should say for this form. I know what he's doing. I know. But I feel like it's better to be close to him here. Yeah, see that? Look at that. If you're close to him, you just wail on him. Way better to be close to him there. Just like take advantage and wail on him. As it turns out. Come on. Visceral? Oh, I wanted to finish off with a visceral because that would have been so satisfying after all this. So, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. And I'm pretty frustrated at myself, to be honest. But that's alright. So I actually figured out how to beat his first form much, much smoother and better. So at least that's good for the future, I suppose. Alright, let's get 0 blood echoes returned. And you actually see Ludwig's head's over there. So first what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at this this rune that we got from him. Which, Guidance. Guidance rune boosts rally potential. A carol rune discovered by the old hunter Ludwig along with the holy Moonlight Sword. Boosts amount of life recovered by rallying. When Ludwig closed his eyes, he saw darkness, or perhaps nothingness, and that is where he discovered the tiny beings of light. Ludwig was certain that these playful dancing sprites offered guidance, and empty Ludwig of his fears, at least in the midst of a hunt. So there's a little bit of lore about Ludwig, and it's his guidance, and that's probably why he became such a renowned church hunter. So let's go ahead and talk to him just as us, and then eventually we'll talk to him actually in a church cloak.
Good hunter, have you seen the thread of light?
Nope.
Just a hair, a fleeting thing. Yet I clung to it, steeped as I was in the stench of blood and beasts. I never wanted to know what it really was. Really, I didn't.
Calm down there, Ludwig. It's alright. It's alright, just because you don't have a body. I mean, if you transformed into this ridiculously insane of a beast, you must have really soaked up in the blood. So that's all he's going to say for us until we don some church gear. So we're actually going to switch out to our church gear and talk to him again. Alright, so let's go with surgical long gloves and some trousers. Alright.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans? I hoped they would be.
I mean, no. Not at all. But, yeah, sure, we'll say yes.
Ah, good. That is a relief. To know I did not suffer such denigration for nothing. Thank you kindly. Now I may sleep in peace. Even in this darkest of nights, I see the moonlight.
Because of his Moonlight Blade. Oh, and we actually get the Holy Moonlight Sword for that. If you kill him without that, I'm actually not sure. I'm curious if you get the Moonlight Blade without talking to him this way or not. As he was carrying it, I'd assume you do. Something I want to point out, too, is if you actually pay attention to the cutscene when you first see Ludwig, you notice he actually has the Moonlight Blade on his back, or perhaps it's Ludwig's Great Blade. So, you can actually kill him at this point. I'm not going to just because I'm curious about what's going to happen, but part of the reason I started raising up Arcane was specifically so I could equip the Holy Moonlight Sword, because it's badass. It's really cool. I like this blade a lot. An arcane sword discovered long ago by Ludwig. When blue moonlight dances around the sword and it channels the abyssal cosmos, its great blade will hurl a shadowy light wave. The Holy Moonlight Sword is synonymous with Ludwig, the Holy Blade, but few have ever set eyes on the Great Blade, and whatever guidance it has to offer, it seems to be of a very private, elusive sort. So there we have a bit on the Moonlight Blade, but it's interesting because, so Steve and I, or Terramance I had mistakenly said that Ludwig's Holy Blade, which I got right here, we kind of associated it with the Moonlight, because Ludwig von Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata, and it kind of is a big great sword. And then it's kind of interesting that, hey, what do you know, Ludwig actually ended up being the one to have the Moonlight Blade, so kind of funny that it worked out in a sense, even though we were incorrect about his Great Blade being the Moonlight Blade. It actually ended up being Ludwig who had it, so we were actually sort of close on that. So, yeah, it's something I want to point out. 3 more blood vials, much appreciated, much appreciated. And we actually get another lamppost here, so I'm actually gonna go to it and return. Okay, this is what I wanted to check on. So, if you come back and Ludwig's still suffering, take him out of his misery. And I'm actually going to go ahead and return again, and I'll see you guys in a moment, but that was actually something I wanted to check on, so you'll see why. Oh, wait. Oh, this lamp is on. Hey, what do you know? Alright, see you guys in a moment. Alright, so here is why I took Ludwig out of his misery, is because now we get to have another chat.
A tragic figure, but he will shame himself no longer. He died with his ideals untarnished. He was a true hero, and earned that much at least.
I mean, was he a true hero? I think that's up for interpretation.
Do you know why the hunters are drawn to this nightmare?
Nay.
Because it sprouted from their very misdeeds. Things that some would rather keep secret. A pitiful tale of petty arrogance, really. High time someone exposed the whole charade.
So this isn't necessarily news to us, right? I released a lore video on the Healing Church, and that there is something insidious going on after Lawrence's time, essentially, or maybe even during Lawrence's time, but that something was up, and we're finding even more about this. So that's what a decent, I guess not even decent chunk, that's what this DLC is really all about, is exactly what was going on during that period of time with the Healing Church. And I mean, that's why it's the Old Hunters, is because they were part of the Healing Church, or that's when they were hiring everyone to be hunters and trying to turn everyone into hunters. So, and that's when they were really experimenting. That was during the Healing Church's heyday. By the way, these are all a lot of, it's literally the corpse pile. That's the name of this lantern.
Now, go on ahead. You seek nightmares and the secrets within, do you not?
I'm starting not to want to.
Now.
After how many ridiculous amounts of tries that took me, that it should not have. I'm starting not to. But yeah, lots of corpses piled up all over the place. And we're going to go ahead and move forward. Although, hey, you know what? If I gotta face Ludwig again at this point, I got it down.
Life, but with steady stride, colored by blood, but always clear of mind. Proud unto the church. Beasts are a curse, and curse is a shackle. Only ye, the true blades of the church.
All right, so the person saying that is actually right in here. I guess you can't see it if I zoom in, but this guy that you can kind of see through the window cell there, or the jail cell. That's the one who's speaking, who's banging his head against the wall, if you pay attention. So that's actually the person talking right now. So if we move forward, though, we're going to run into, oh, well, some frenzied cold blood, of course. And a bunch of locked doors, so we're in some sort of prison. All right. I want to take out this guy first. Just get him out of the way so I don't have to worry about getting shot while I'm trying to deal with this. Oh, look at that combo. Parried perfectly, right on time. So we're seeing more guys that we've seen around the Healing Church now at this point. And now we can actually go down these steps. And let's go ahead and explore what's down further into the dungeon. So we see another guy sitting over there if you look and pay attention. And if I pull out my binoculars, you can kind of see him. Okay, there we go. I got it. And he's ringing a bell. But the interesting thing is we actually can't hear anything. So he is ringing that bell, but you can't hear it. So let's go and talk to him.
Are you a hunter? Well, that's very odd. Do you hear the toll of the bell?
So, do we hear the bell? No, I don't hear anything. We'll be honest about it.
Very well. The beast you seek will not be found here. Go back to your hunt, and if you have the chance, put this night behind you. Places better left untouched. Secrets better left alone. Only a forwards brazenly roam.
So he's actually giving us a bit of advice.
Bear in mind, some places are better left only fools.
Alright, so he basically says the same thing there. But yeah, so you're going to want to remember what he had to say. And if we try to open the door here, which you can switch the action to do, it's locked. But do bear in mind that he's constantly ringing a bell, and it's currently silent for some reason. And at some point, well, oh, whoop, slipped up there. Anyways, it's currently, just bear that in mind. And there's a reason that we can't hear anything yet. And he's saying not to go any further and to quit while we're ahead, essentially. All right, so we got Fist of Gracia. I really like this one right here. So this is actually going to be another two-handed weapon. And people are pointing out that I have the regular torch equipped instead of the Hunter's Torch because I'm an idiot. Just because I never really use it. So here's the Fist of Gracia. Or Gracia. A chunk of iron fitted with finger holes. The hulking hunter woman, Simple Gracia, ever hopeless when handling hunter firearms, preferred to knock the lights out of beasts with this hunk of iron, which incidentally caused heavy stagger. Gracia was a fearsome hunter, and to onlookers, her unrelenting pummeling appeared oddly heroic. No wonder this weapon later assumed her name. If you look at it, it looks like a very primitive version of brass knuckles in a way. It's just like an indented stone. So let's go ahead and equip it. It's actually going to be a left-handed weapon if you've seen. Yeah, it's basically just a stone version of brass knuckles. And if you do L2, you're just going to get that. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't really tested it out on an enemy yet to see if it parries. I'd assume it does, but I guess it's going to be worth testing out, and I should. So, coming up, that's weird. If you remember, we'd actually gone to what looked like the healing church before, and we're at the main cathedral before, and it seems like we're at it yet again, and kind of like a slightly different version of it. So, let's go ahead and explore a bit back here, and I like this a lot. This looks really cool. These versions of the rats where you can see their eyes just glowing. I like it. I'm a fan. I think it's pretty cool. Also, side note, I've never understood why people find rats so disgusting. I actually think they're pretty cute. I know it's the tails, or I guess it's the tails, but I mean, it's just like, people like mice. Mice are cute, and they're just kind of like mice. I don't know. I like rats. I've actually been thinking about getting a ferret. I really want a ferret, but they're not technically legal where I live in the state I'm in, but I really want one. The only thing is that apparently they smell like poop, and that would be the only cause of concern to me. Okay, so something that I want to point out while we're dealing with this, you can hear chanting over there, which I believe is coming from her. I actually haven't been able to pick up what she's saying, so if anyone has a transcription of what she says, I'd love to know. But I really can't hear it very well. But I do want to point out these beds here that have all these needles for sticking in people, and specifically blood syringes. And these look like the types of blood vials that you get right there. And it's almost like sick beds, or beds for utilizing. We also have someone over there. Oh. So we're gonna utilize these beds right now to our advantage. All right. Wow, I got obliterated. I'm not doing good today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm honestly just not playing well. So, I'll be back. And just like that, back. But with more blood echoes, so at least I got something out of it. I'm gonna try to look at it positively here. So, not much damage on my visceral attacks, really. Oh boy. Alright. I don't even know if this is very much worth it, to be honest. The only thing is, as we're getting attacked by two people at once. Oh god, okay, stay out of the way. We really want to try to avoid having to fight them both at the same time. I mean, unless you're used to those gank spanks and all that. As you guys know, I don't do as much PvP as some of the others guys do in the community, so maybe I'm just not as good with the gank spanks. We're actually doing a really low amount of damage to her, like really, really low. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and go this way now and keep on trying to use these sick beds to my advantage. Come on. Come at me! Oh, no, I take it back. Don't come at me. Whoa, it went right through the sick bed. Alright, I kind of got lucky. Wow, this, in the sense that I'm not getting hit by it when it's going straight through the middle of the sick bed. Alright, here we go. So, she does not have very much defense at all, comparatively. She just does not do good with close range. So, she's very much a caster build. Very, very much so. So, you just get in close to at least this specific caster. And try not to let that... Oh, God. Oh, I should not have tried to heal there. I knew that was a bad idea. And I did it anyways. That's probably why I'm dying a lot. Is because I keep on doing things that I know are bad ideas. Alright, bunch of Quicksilver bullets. So, yeah, we're back in this grand cathedral of the church, essentially. And what we want to do first is notice this altar right here, where it's a bunch of guys looking over a sickbed, and one of them has a bell, like a summoning type of bell. I'm not sure exactly what these other two are supposed to represent, though, but I do find it interesting that one of them has a summoning bell. And where this is going to end up leading to. But if we insert our eye pendant that we got before, which was the key, this is what we picked up back where we found what looked to be where Lawrence's skull was. and it's actually going to take you up. So it turns out that this is an elevator, and that's what that key was for. But yeah, so that was that very first key that we found last episode, and this is where it's going to take us to. It's kind of hard for me to gauge, since I've died so much this episode, how long it's been. I had initially wanted to... there's another boss that we can face shortly here, where I wanted to go to, but it looks like I'm going to have to probably bump it to next episode, I'm imagining. But this area right here is the research hall that's right in front of us. And this to me is when the DLC gets really, really cool, is this research hall. Now that I've had a chance to finish the DLC, I can give a brief review of it and just say that I absolutely love it. I thought it was this is an amazing DLC. It's absolutely worth it, in my opinion. I'm not sure if I prefer this or if I prefer Artorias of the Abyss DLC, but I mean, just comparing it is huge praise, and the fact that I'm not sure which I prefer. But yeah, they give you a lot here. So what you want to do, what I always like doing with elevators, is kind of experimenting around and seeing what you can find. And if you do that, you will find another altar. And this altar is way more reminiscent of where we found Lawrence's skull before. And we also get this scene right here where, again, you have the headless lady with the water pouring it out. But it looks much newer at this point. Like, this is what it was supposed to look like with this altar. And on it, we find Lawrence's skull. Yet a human-looking skull. A very human-looking skull. So, Skull of Lawrence, first vicar of the Healing Church. Skull of Lawrence, first vicar of the Healing Church. In reality, he became the first cleric beast, and his human skull only exists within the nightmare. So... the skull is a symbol of Lawrence's past and what he failed to protect. He's destined to seek his skull, but even if he found it, it could never restore his memories. So a bunch of lore here. So it is, in fact, Lawrence's skull that we find in the Healing Church Cathedral in the vanilla game when we first walk up there to the Grand Cathedral, and that's what Vicar Amelia is praying to, is Lawrence's skull. However, it is a cleric beast skull, and that is why it looks the way it does, and that's what's residing there. But here in the nightmare, we have this human version of his skull. So that is the first thing you want to find. There is yet another secret here. Check it out. So if you pull this lever right here, we can actually travel down, as there's a delay with this, and see what's down bottom. I actually never tried checking around the back, but I don't think there's anything in the back. But yeah, so if you go down to the bottom here, there's actually a treasure chest. So pretty cool secret if you like to explore and look for things. And we're going to get the church cannon here, which is for your left hand. And I can't equip it because you need a little bit more strength than I have. I thought I'm at 27 strength. Oh, no, it's blood tinge. Excuse me. I don't have enough blood tinge, so I need like double the amount of blood tinge for this. An oversized weapon used by the Healing Church, a type of cannon that fires with a curved trajectory and creates an explosion upon impact. Originally designed for use by brawny men with deteriorated brains, not just for any ordinary hunter, but the men lacked the wits to effectively operate firearms, and the weapon was quietly ushered into permanent storage. So there you go. That is a way to just find the church cannon. Do not need to buy it or purchase it. You can go ahead and find it. I don't even know if you can purchase it without finding it, actually. It's funny to me that you get that shop and it's just all stuff that you find, which I guess is fine, because if you can't find it, you can go ahead and just buy it and purchase it. So what I'm going to do to wrap up... Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. We'll just go this way. This will actually be quicker. So what I'm going to do to wrap up the episode before next time is... we're going to go ahead and purchase the final weapon, the weapon that we can get that's specifically in the shop that you can't purchase otherwise. And then next episode, I'll go ahead and go into the research hall, start exploring that, and we got at least one more boss to fight. There's a decent amount of bosses in this DLC, which is great, but I remember they were calling this an expansion, and people were like, is it really an expansion? Is it just a DLC? And it's definitely a big chunk. This is pretty long, and it's amazing. It only gets better from here, in my opinion. Like I said, the research hall, I love it. It's a really cool area. So now that we're back in the Hunter's Dream, let's go ahead and purchase this weapon, which is going to be the piercing rifle. So the piercing rifle, unfortunately, you can only get by purchasing. It's fairly expensive at 20,000. A rifle engineered by the Odo Workshop, the precursor to the workshop of the heretical powder kegs. Designed for hunting on narrow streets, this rifle has been optimized to cause perforation wounds, but is unfit for reliably countering attacks. So let's go ahead and purchase that. And I'm gonna see if I can level up too, because that would be just grand if I could get a little level up in, and I can. So we're gonna get another arcane specifically, because I want that Moonlight Sword. Plus, it gives you more item discovery anyways, so why not? And that's going to wrap me up. So thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed now that I can talk a little bit more about lore stuff, and I have a little bit more things I can point out. Again, I apologize that I had so much trouble with our good friend Ludwig, but, you know, it happens. So I'll see you guys next time. Later, guys. And where's my wave? There we go. Later, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.